Thanks for coming.
Yes, of course I can.
It's your sister.
Well, I figured that much.
I left for 2 seconds, and she grabs my car keys and runs off in my car.
Okay, well, did you try calling her or
Repeatedly,
texting her?
yes.
Okay, well, don't freak out.
Too late.
She's a grown woman. I'm sure she's fine.
She's not fine. She has no business being out there by herself.
Okay, well, where do you think she went?
If I knew that, I'd be there and not here.
My guess is that Kristina is headed for a dramatic confrontation. Picture this. Kristina is at the baby's grave, holding a gun to her head, contemplating the unthinkable. Jason arrives on the scene, urging her to put the gun down. He might shoot her not to kill, but to wound, hoping that the pain will make her drop the weapon and allow him to save her. I think this scene will be intense, with Kristina grappling with her emotions. Morgan could make an appearance to help talk her down, similar to how Sunny would have in the past. On another note, Sam's storyline seems to be winding down with a grand, emotional finale. Sam's life has shifted away from action, and it looks like the writers are crafting a dramatic exit worthy of her incredible performance. While it's bittersweet to say goodbye, her departure will surely leave a significant impact. Here's a twist. What if Sam finds Kristina at the grave just as she's about to harm herself? In a tragic turn, Sam could try to wrest the gun from Kristina and accidentally get shot, leading to her death. This would be devastating for the family and leave many questions about how Alexis will cope with this tragedy. If Kristina ends up killing Sam, how will Alexis handle it? Will Kristina ever face up to her actions and take responsibility? With Molly potentially leaving, losing Sam would leave Kristina in a very dark place. There's also the possibility that Kristina, struggling with postpartum issues, might mistake Sam for someone else, like Kate's, leading to a tragic misunderstanding and shooting. This could mark the end for Sam, and perhaps signal a new beginning for Lulu. The writers have been delivering some sharp, snarky lines lately for Alexis and Lucky, reminiscent of the witty banter we used to see with Luke and Robert. As for the ongoing drama, Kristina's attempted suicide and Sam's potential death are heavy storylines. Meanwhile, there are other significant plots unfolding, like Ava's storyline and the mystery surrounding the woman who hit Lucky's associate. It's a whirlwind of drama. I hope the writers find a way to save Sam and keep Kelly Monaco on the show. Kelly and Sam are integral to G8, and losing them would be a major blow. While the show is known for its twists and turns, the constant cycle of death and turmoil is becoming a bit repetitive. I'd rather see Sam go on a mission or have Kristina develop a split personality, with one side being good and the other bad. This could lead to a dramatic storyline where she accidentally shoots Kate's and ends up in the psych ward. And let's hope Sunny didn't shoot Kate's and it's all just a dream. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Why not put Sam in a coma instead of killing her off? Replacing her with another actress just wouldn't feel right. Sam is such a vital part of the show. If they put her in a coma, they could wake Lily up instead. This would allow Drew to take care of Scout and Jason to look after Danny. But separating the siblings like that just doesn't sit well with me. It feels like the writers are slowly tearing apart the core of GH, and if they keep this up, the show might not have much of a future left. Kristina is clearly on the verge of a nervous breakdown, and she desperately needs help before things take a tragic turn. I fear that tragic turn might be Kristina shooting her sister Sam. If that happens, how does Alexis even begin to fix it? Kristina has avoided responsibility for her actions for too long. With Molly potentially out of the picture, if Kristina kills Sam, Alexis will be left with only Kristina. It's a heartbreaking scenario. I've had enough of Kristina's constant hysterics and self-entitled behavior. Even before her dramatic fall from Ava's window, she's been exhausting to watch. I doubt she'd ever actually harm herself without someone there to witness it. At this point, I'd rather see Kristina leave the show than lose Sam. Kelly Monaco doesn't deserve to be written off like this. Can we just let Kristina disappear for a while? Or maybe she could have an accident that takes her out of the picture. I feel bad for the actress because the material she's been given makes Kristina completely unlikable. And if Sonny doesn't face consequences for killing a federal agent, it's clear that he's just a wish fulfillment character at this point. Maurice Benard is a fantastic actor, and Sonny is a compelling character, but the whole Saint Sonny routine is getting old. It's ridiculous that he escapes every consequence despite all the violent, terrible things he's done. Why not send Sonny to jail for a bit? Let him try to run his organization from behind bars, deal with power grabs, and then have him get out on a technicality. That would be a lot more interesting than what we've been seeing. I also don't understand why the writers trashed a legacy character like Kate's. You brought in a talented actor with great chemistry with every actress he worked with, gave him an intriguing backstory, and then completely destroyed the character. He became more unhinged with every episode until you finally killed him off. Casting Adam Harrington in another role and making the unhinged FBI agent a new character with a vendetta against Sonny would have made much more sense. Instead, you wasted a legacy character, and it's incredibly frustrating. Between this mess and the dead baby storyline, it's clear GH needs fresh writers and producers who won't agree to these terrible plotlines. I'm hoping the upcoming stories for Lucky, Lulu, Dr. Isaiah, and Holly are better, but honestly, I'm not holding my breath. At least you've managed to fix Nana's character, who no longer acts like a whiny victim, and you've remembered that Maxie is supposed to be a confident, no-nonsense Spitfire. Now, could you also remember who Anna TJ and Laura are? Because their personalities have been completely trashed by the current writing team, and it's time to get them back on track. There are so many unfinished storylines, and with the return of some previous actors, the quality just isn't there anymore. The window surprise was intense, but the baby dying? That was just too much. Rick's return? Yuck. Lucky's storyline? Meh. Holly? Why bring her back at all? And then there's Drew. What have they done to his character? He's been written so far off from who he originally was, it's almost unrecognizable. And don't even get me started on Willow. I haven't seen one positive comment about the Drew and Willow situation. Why, writers, why? Finn's storyline is all over the place, and now Sam is getting caught up in this mess. The writers really need to pull it together, or GH will soon be just a memory on ABC. Speaking of Jason's bridge, I had an idea for a scene there. Picture this. Both Kristina and Molly end up on the bridge and get into a heated argument. Kristina loses her footing and starts to fall off. Molly tries to save her but overextends herself and falls too. As they plummet, they realize what really happened at the hotel with Ava. But it's too late. They both hit the rocks below and die instantly. Then there's the rumor that Sam takes a bullet for Danny and dies. If that happens, of course Alexis would spiral and start drinking again. Diane finds her, forces her into rehab, but on the way there, they see a woman wrapped in a sheet emerge from the woods along the highway. It's Britt. Alexis, struggling with Diane over the steering wheel, freaks out, and they crash head-on with Laura's car, killing both Diane and Alexis instantly. Laura and Heather are in the other car. Earlier, Rick had gotten Heather out of prison on bond, and Laura went to the hospital to get her. Portia, furious upon seeing them leave, quickly called Laura to return to the hospital to sign some release papers for Heather. Laura, confused when she couldn't locate Portia, leaves Heather in the car. Meanwhile, Portia confronts Heather about staying away from Trina. Heather knocks Portia out cold and, terrified of being sent back to prison, decides to stash her in Laura's trunk. Just as Heather finishes, Laura returns, completely unaware of what's happening. While driving down the road, Laura hears a pounding noise in the trunk and thinks she has a flat tire. Heather, afraid of what Laura would do if she found Portia tied up in the trunk, grabs the steering wheel just as Diane's car swerves into their lane. The cars collide, sending Laura's vehicle careening down a steep ditch where it crashes into a tree. Laura and Heather die instantly. Poor Portia, unconscious in the trunk, doesn't know what hit her. When the car hit the tree, a loose tire iron in the trunk flies up and strikes her in the head, killing her instantly as well. So there you have it. I just managed to kill off 7 characters at once. Given some more time, I could probably figure out how to get rid of Nina, Ava, and Nethia too. The tension is high as Jason finds Sonny and urges him to put the gun down. Meanwhile, Sam manages to find Kristina, and the two of them stumble upon a car that's run off the road during a storm. Concerned, Sam gets out to check on the vehicle, but is tragically hit by another passing car due to the heavy rain. Kristina's reckless behavior doesn't stop there. She wanted to kill Jagger or Ava to save her dad, but instead, she's causing more chaos. The police are closing in on Sonny, and when they search his apartment, they find the gun missing. Both Sonny and Kristina could end up in jail, all because Kristina felt the need to fix things that Sonny had already taken care of. Kristina's selfish actions have driven a permanent wedge between her and her family. She not only failed to keep her promise to Sam, but also caused more trouble by running off with Sonny's gun, leading to yet another disaster with Sam. It's becoming a train wreck. On top of all this, there seems to be an issue with the like button feature. When you click it, the number doesn't always stay increased. Is anyone else experiencing this glitch? Kristina is clearly broken without Adela, and Kelly Monaco TM is doing a fantastic job portraying her grief and heartache. We can only hope that Alexis and Sam reach her before it's too late, and Kristina succumbs to her loss. But once again, Kristina makes a rash decision. Are we really surprised? Maybe the storm will lead to Sam's death while she's trying to find Kristina, leaving Kristina to live with the guilt of being responsible for both the baby's death and her sister's, pushing her into a catatonic state and a bed at Ferncliff for years. It's frustrating to see Kristina never grow up. If I were Molly, I'd seriously consider cutting Kristina out of my life. And Alexis? She's always had to prioritize Kristina, so it's not like Molly has ever had much time with her anyway. Kristina seemed eager to solve a problem, but instead, she runs off to get Sonny's gun and ends up crying at a grave, saying she can't live without her. This storyline is hard to watch. What's with Sonny shooting Jagger? You know they'll pin him as the prime suspect. And don't get me started on Willow. Once a cheater, always a cheater. She cheated on Chase, and I've never been a fan of her holier-than-thou attitude. For those affected by the DirecTV and Disney contract dispute, consider getting a TV antenna. Walmart has a basic rabbit ears antenna for around $11. It's a handy solution for situations like this. Quick question. I was on hiatus when Drew first appeared on GH. I know he's a Quartermain, but who raised him? How was he separated from his brother Jason? Just curious. Regarding Molly and TJ, Molly did not cheat on TJ. Jordan made Molly believe that TJ was done with her, but this was during the time TJ was kidnapped by Cyrus. Apologies if referring to Kristina as Chrissy upset anyone. I think what we saw may not have been the actual moment of Kate's death. It seems like Sonny's version of events, possibly thinking Kristina did it, is what's being shown. I believe this will be the start of several confessions. Kate's body will be found on the property, and between Sonny, Kristina, and Alexis, there will be confusion and guilt. Kristina might think her dad did it to protect her and confess out of guilt, while Alexis may suspect Sonny and confess under that assumption. Does anyone remember Tiffany and Scene? They were WSB agents a long time ago with Scorpio. Spoilers are saying that Julie Berman, the original Lulu, was offered the role but turned it down. If you watch Yellowstone, Jennifer Landon, who plays the female cowboy Teeter, is the new Lulu. Prediction: Nina will go to Drew's office, find him with Willow, and be disgusted. She might out Drew for his affair with Willow. Willow could initially be furious with Nina and threatened to keep herself and the kids away from her. But Nina could blackmail Willow with the threat of revealing the affair to Michael. Drew might try to fire Nina, but she could also blackmail him by threatening to expose him and ruin his political campaign and family relations with the Quartermaines if he does. If Kristina accidentally shoots and kills Sam, it could spell the end for her character. She's already in a fragile state, and something like this could push her over the edge. However, as crazy as it sounds, it does make sense within the storyline. It seems like the writers are borrowing elements from All My Children, where Tad was involved with both Lisa and her mother, similar to how they've mirrored the One Life to Live storyline with the two Todds by introducing the two Jasons. The big question is whether Drew would intentionally seduce Nina and then Willow as a form of revenge. Nana played a role in his SEC scandal, leading to his prison sentence, and Michael kept quiet about Nina's involvement to protect his father. My answer to that is a big fat yes. It's plausible given the circumstances. Even though Nina could speak up and tell Willow the truth, it's hard to blame Nina entirely. Willow is a grown woman, married to Drew's nephew. She knows Drew's history with Michael's mother and understands the potential consequences if their affair is discovered. Despite this, she continues to pursue the relationship, so the responsibility lies with Willow, not Nina. In a fair fight, Drew would likely beat Michael, but Michael's Corinthos upbringing and Spencer blood give him an edge, in my opinion. It's great to reflect on the unexpected relationships and developments that have added depth to the show. I completely agree with you about Carly and Elizabeth. Their dynamic has evolved in such an interesting way over the years. Despite their rocky history, they found common ground through shared experiences, like dealing with their children's relationships and the difficult moments of losing their husbands. Watching them navigate their complicated past while still finding a way to connect has been surprisingly satisfying. Their interactions feel real, like two people who've been through a lot and can finally acknowledge each other's struggles, even if they'll never be best friends. Your personal story adds a nice touch to this, how life can take people from being at odds to finding a mutual respect. It's a reminder that even the most unlikely connections can grow over time. Nina and Ava's relationship is another one that's been a standout. Their friendship brought a mix of mischief and genuine care, showing that even characters with questionable morals can find true allies. They've both been through a lot, and while Ava's betrayal with Sonny was a huge blow, it's clear that there's still a bond there. Their chemistry made their scenes together so enjoyable, and it would be great to see them rebuild that connection. It's these kinds of relationships that add layers to the show, making it more than just drama. They show how characters can grow and change, even when their pasts are filled with conflict. It's frustrating when a character you've known for years takes a turn that feels so out of character. The way Jagger is being portrayed now, especially with crossing lines like talking to Kristina without her lawyer present, just doesn't match up with the Jagger you remember from back in the day. It's one thing for soaps to take some creative liberties, but when those liberties start to feel forced or completely out of character, it can really take you out of the story. The Jagger you remember was strong, principled, and always had a sense of right and wrong. Seeing him act in ways that don't align with that, especially with something as serious as legal rights, can be disappointing. And you're not alone in feeling like this Jagger is a far cry from the original. It makes you wonder if the writers are trying to push a certain narrative, or if they've lost touch with who Jagger really is. As for the no upper lip comment, too funny. Soap operas do have a way of making us look for those little quirks that might give away a character's true nature. Here's hoping the writers find a way to bring Jagger back to the character you knew and loved, or at least give some explanation for his current behavior that makes sense. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.